Good morning. I'm Van Tilbury, Chair of the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts Board of Trustees. Welcome to the beautiful North Courtyard of the new museum. We are delighted to have you join us today for an update on our capital campaign and an exciting announcement. To start the program, please join me in welcoming an advocate for the arts and the mayor of our great city of Little Rock, Frank Scott, Jr.
Thank you, Van. As we stand here today in this North Courtyard, we remind ourselves of 85 years. 85 years where the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts has been in the MacArthur Park community. 85 years of understanding, seeing our city to grow in a mindset of unity, growth, and transformation. But as we stand here today, we see the essence of the people of Little Rock working together. The city of Little Rock, as we see city directors Antoine Phillips and Virgil Miller, and all the city of Little Rock Board of Directors who advocated and worked with the residents of Little Rock to ensure that we receive $31.2 million. To ensure a true public and private partnership to see arts, education, and culture collide. When arts, education, and culture collide, we see the exponential potential of a city, of a state, of a region, and our nation, led by the Stevens family and countless donors. And as we think through this, it reminds ourselves of the Phoenix bird. See, we were here changing the name. It wasn't ashes, but it was rubble. But we are seeing now a rebirth in our city. As in the book of Ezekiel, it talks about in Ezekiel 36, that a time that will be better than our beginnings. And see, today, we not only see transformation, we see the ability to transition from the past while acknowledging the past to ensure that we have a better present and a future, turning towards a new future. This is what we have here today, a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, but a beacon to show a brighter future for the state's capital city. Welcome.
Victoria. Oh. Now that feels good. Good morning, everyone. We're so glad to have you here. My name is Dr. Victoria Ramirez, and I'm the Executive Director of the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts. Thank you, Mayor, for your kind words and your great support for the arts. I would also like to thank you and the Little Rock City Directors for the city's invaluable partnership in bringing this beautiful museum to life. And for those AMFA Foundation and board members and guests joining us today, we're delighted to have you. For those joining virtually, thank you. We hope to see you here in person soon. Entering the museum through our new North Courtyard entrance, which you see behind me. If you're familiar with our illustrious history, you know this was the original facade for the museum when it opened in 1937. So while this is a new day for this institution, and we all feel the sense of innovation and excitement in the air, our mission is not new. It is the same as the day the doors opened behind me first 85 years ago, to serve the people of Arkansas with a welcoming, accessible, and interactive showcase for great art, produced not just locally and regionally, but nationally and globally. We are still the largest cultural institution of its kind in the state, and we have an incredible legacy and expertise and reputation on which to build. In a few moments, we will be officially announcing the date that the new museum will open to the public for the first time, and we know they will be excited as we are. Last month, museum staff and I moved into our new offices, and we have just been ecstatic. This building is really so much more than we could have imagined. For decades, this museum has been ahead of the curve, and people can look forward to the return of the newly named Wingate Art School, our performing arts theater, our education and outreach programs, and a roster of exhibitions that will bring art of the region and art of the world to Little Rock and to Arkansas. Has gone into reimagining the space. Even the labels next to the art have been redesigned to make them more clear and informative. Inside, we are building a 21st century cultural hub where you will be able to experience everything from the visual arts and theater to film and dance and live music. Outside on these 11 acres, we'll host the kind of events and programs we could only dream about before, sometimes partnering with our fellow cultural organizations across the city. For me, museum staff, the building committee, and the capital campaign committee, the preparations do continue, but then the day will come and we'll all get to see the museum at its best, which means open, alive, and filled with people experiencing art together. On that first day, we will invite the entire community to join us. This is their museum. It belongs to the public, it belongs to Little Rock, it belongs to Arkansas. And none of this would have happened without the vision and dedication of so many contributors and visionaries, spearheaded by two people who have been extremely generous in so many ways. Let's hear from them now. Harriet Stevens, the chair of our building committee and foundation board member, and Warren Stevens, the chair of the AMFA Foundation. Both have been supporters of the museum for decades and generously serve as the co-chairs of our capital campaign. First, please welcome Harriet Stevens.
Doing to help write a magnificent new chapter for this institution. Thank you, Mayor Scott, for your enthusiasm, your partnership, and your support. And finally, thank you, Van, for welcoming us here today and for your leadership as chair of the Board of Trustees. We started working on this project 6 years ago, talking about it, dreaming about it, but there's nothing like standing here in person and knowing it's almost a reality. It's been an honor in so many ways. First, it's been an honor for all of us on the building committee to work hand in hand with a truly brilliant architect, Jeannie Gang, and her outstanding Studio Gang team, including Polk Stanley Wilcox, based here in Little Rock. As building committee chair, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to my colleagues on the committee. Mike Mayton has thankfully and faithfully served on this building committee with me for 6 years. His dedication has been remarkable and his contributions invaluable. Van Tilbury has served with us the last 2 years following past President Merritt Dyke. Van's construction knowledge has been a tremendous asset. The renovation and redesign of the museum is nothing short of awe-inspiring, and we can't wait to share the finished product with everyone. From where we're standing, you can get a small glimpse of what's to come. The museum is more beautiful, modern, and thoughtfully laid out from end to end and more integrated with the park, which was the goal from the outset. From the galleries, to the restaurant, to the Performing Arts Theater, to the Wingate Art School, every aspect of the museum has been transformed and elevated. It has also been an honor to collaborate with Nabholz, Pepper, and Doyne, and many local contractors, artisans, and skilled workers who came together to bring the vision to life, and who kept at it through the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic. We owe a big thanks to them, and we owe a huge thanks to the people of Arkansas. It's an honor to be a part of the Little Rock community, the public who contributed to this project through city funding, and so many extraordinarily generous people who have contributed to the capital campaign, and we'll hear more about that in a moment. For me, and for so many people throughout Arkansas, this is more than a museum, not just because of what it offers, but because of what it represents. From its beginnings more than a century ago, it has always been a labor of love, an institution that was born of and that grew through the passion and commitment of the community. Starting with a group of women who way back in 1914 saw the need for a permanent home for the arts in Little Rock, to 45 years later when Governor Winthrop Rockefeller envisioned a bigger, more ambitious future for the institution and for the arts in Arkansas, and then along with his wife, Jeanette, and so many others over the decades, worked hard to make it happen. The institution has always been sustained by the spirit and generosity of the people of Arkansas, and this project is the best example to date. As we have all learned over the past 2 years of being at home and doing Zoom calls, we need places to go, places that bring us together. It is more important than ever that there are destinations which inspire us, entertain us, teach us, and transport us. Now more than ever, the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts will do that, and for generations of Arkansans to come. Switching hats, I would now like to ask my co-chair of the Capital Campaign and my husband, Warren Stevens, to join me.
It's stuck.
Okay, all right, that's good. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Okay. Before I turn it over to Warren, on behalf of both of us, I particularly want to thank the Major Gifts Committee chairs, Terry Irwin and Merritt Dyke, for their leadership and commitment. I also want to thank the Major Gift Committee members, Ben Hussman, George O'Connor, Mike Mayton, Bobby Tucker, and Curtis Finch for their fundraising efforts for the Capital Campaign. We have also relied on the counsel of John Ed Anthony, who has helped us approach numerous new donors. Finally, we want to thank everyone who has taken part in this project to date, and a special thanks to Mayor Scott for being here today. Warren?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Harriet. As the mayor said, public funding from the city jump-started this project, and we wouldn't be here without that support. The city contributed $31.2 million, an extraordinary display of commitment to the museum by the people of Little Rock. With that support as a base, we began our capital campaign with an original silent goal of $66 million. That amount of funding would have allowed us to update and repair the museum and to pay for upgrades like a new HVA system. And while all those improvements were badly needed, they were behind the scenes and invisible to the public. So we realized there was much more that had to happen for Little Rock and Arkansas to have the world-class 21st century arts destination we deserve for now and for the future. This was something Harriet called the wow factor years ago. So we set our sights higher and envisioned a bigger and brighter future for the museum. We knew that we would need another significant donation to make that future possible. The Wingate Foundation had already generously contributed to our initial campaign, and we asked them to consider a large increase to their gift. They agreed, and by more than we could have possibly imagined. To date, the Wingate Foundation has donated $35 million to this project. Along with the funding from the city, their support is a big reason we are able to be here today, and we want to say thank you. With that support in hand, we still before we announced our plans publicly, we increased our internal fundraising goal to $100 million. The response was overwhelming. We exceeded this goal, and on May 1st, 2019, announced publicly for the first time that we had raised $118 million during the silent phase. It was a remarkable number, and I remember people's excitement and surprise when we announced it. But we weren't finished. That's when we announced our public fundraising goal of $128 million. We passed that target too in January of 2021. We then raised the goal to $142 million. With the continued help and generosity of so many, I'm very pleased to say we have passed our goal once again. Throughout this campaign, our goals have been very ambitious, but anyone who said we couldn't do it just doesn't know this community and our state, which brings us to today. I'm proud to announce that thanks to an incredible outpouring of support from so many people, we have now raised an amazing $150.4 million. I think it's fair to step back and note how truly unprecedented this campaign has been for our state. We've had more than 30 gifts over $1 million and 95 gifts from $100,000 up to $1 million. Few cultural organizations anywhere can say that. And I hope everyone in Arkansas will be extremely pleased and proud of the result, because together we all made it possible. And as Harriet has mentioned, it has been the people of Arkansas who started the museum and have brought it to where it is today. We have all faithfully built upon the foundation that our predecessors laid, and we're not stopping here.
To ensure that the museum keeps growing and continues to offer new resources to the public, today we're announcing a new fundraising goal. Our new and final goal will be $155 million. This next level of funding will grow the endowment to help sustain the museum and ensure that it will be a vibrant place for many years to come. If you have already supported the capital campaign, we hope you'll consider making an additional gift. If you haven't donated yet, we hope you will join us. Now is the perfect time, and I know we'll see the same dedication, commitment to the community, and passion for the arts that has brought us this far. It has been wonderful to see, and Warren and I thank everyone at every giving level who has been a part of this campaign. You all deserve a big round of applause.
Well, this is so exciting. Now we have a very special and fun surprise. Let's all join Victoria at the northwest corner in front of the art perch window. And if you're joining us virtually, enjoy this short video, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes.
Well, hello again. To our live stream viewers, welcome back. You may have heard some festive music played by the talented students from Episcopal Collegiate School. Thank you, musicians. We are standing at what we call the art perch, a large window that provides a peek into the museum. And just wait till you see what's inside. It has been nearly 3 years since we broke ground. The finish line is in view, and now we have come to the moment when we will announce the grand opening date of the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts. Harriet, Warren, Mayor Scott, Van, prepare the countdown. There you go. Okay. Everyone, direct your attention to the window behind me, and when we flip the switch, you'll start to see the countdown. Please join us in a countdown, okay? Well, there we are. Grand opening, April 22nd, 2023. We cannot wait to welcome you all back to the museum. We cannot wait for the grand opening. Please mark your calendar. This is going to be an event that you do not want to miss. For those of you joining us live stream, we will see you in 219 days, 15 hours, and 55 minutes. A constant reminder. We encourage you all to drive by the museum and take a look at our countdown and other graphics that we'll be showing in this perch. We thank you for joining us live stream. We thank you all for joining us in person, and we'll see you soon. Have a good afternoon.